Hey, everybody. Welcome. I am Dee Willis, and I tend to help individuals learn skills that they need to start a business. So I start various businesses to help you learn different business models. And if that's something that you are interested in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And as this video is titled, How Trying to Be Perfect Holds You Back, I kind of want to explain a few things. I know that on my channel there's a lot of different videos explaining a lot of different things, from KDP to eBay to Etsy to network marketing, so many different things. And that is because I've done so many different things, right? And the reason why I wanted to let you know about this, and I have my notes here just to keep me on task, is because I want to give you a little backstory. I'm not going to go deep into my story, but I do want to give you some context as to why I say that trying to be perfect holds you back. And that's because a lot of people are looking and they're waiting and they're wasting a lot of time thinking and trying to find the perfect thing to do for a business. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. You won't know until you do it. You know what? When I do this and show my thumb, somehow that bubble shows up in my video. I don't know what's going on with Camtasia. But anyway, if you know how to stop that from happening in my Camtasia, please put that below in one of the comments so I can turn it off. But anyway, here's the backstory. When I was younger, I was a teen mom. Okay, I had a child at 15, and I was told a lot younger. I had a very difficult teenage childhood. I wasn't really able to be a child. My mom did not take my kid and raise my kid. That's not my story. I was basically on my own. All right. So I had a lot of negativity. I was told I wasn't going to be anything. My son or my kids wasn't going to be anything. And it made me very angry. I just spoke about this at the annual retreat for the Push the Purpose that I spoke at recently. I want to say about a month ago, I spoke at a women's retreat in regards to this. But just know that it was difficult for me. Okay. And I had so much anger, and I engulfed myself in being perfect, trying to fit everyone's mode and also trying to go against the grain at the same time. And the reason why I say this is because I see a lot of people wasting a lot of time because they're trying to be perfect and they're looking for the perfect solution, the perfect thing. And you're not going to know what it is until you do it. And that's why I have done so much. I have this thing about actions. I really don't put money on things. Yes, I still work a job. I'm not here to teach people or to show people how to quit their jobs, because I haven't quit my job yet, nor I don't want to. And that's because I work with youth. I work with young adults ages 16 to 24, and I help them accomplish things because they come from backgrounds similar to mine. So it's very rewarding to me to help them and see them make it when other people think they won't or think they can't. And that was my background. And with that being said, when I was younger, I went through a really deep depression, and I really engulfed myself in the internet. Now, I was lucky enough to be a family that had a computer, and that's because my grandmother's job ended up giving it to her or whatever, but it was a Macintosh. So we going way back, right? I'm dating myself. But anyway, you had to have AOL dial-up disc to get online, and it's crazy, and all sound, and nobody could call because there was no three-way. And I learned HTML, and because I was so depressed, and so I focused, not realizing what I was doing. This is in hindsight. I'm looking back and able to tell you. I focused, and it was emotion behind that focus too, because it was like I was angry at the world, and I was depressed and wanted to prove everybody wrong, and I was going to be something and somebody. And that that put an extra focus. So not only was I focused on one thing, it was emotion behind the focus as well. So I learned HTML and started building my space layouts and designing my Black Planet page with HTML code. And then as a young adult, like about 18, 19, I'll start 20, I start doing websites for small business owners. So then I started building that, which led into marketing. And then I not only went and got a bachelor's of science degree and a minor, I also have 4 master certifications in digital marketing, because I got engulfed into marketing because I needed that skill to help my clients, because once they get the website built, how are they supposed to get traffic? So it led from one to another. And then over time, I wrote a novel. And then after that, I did a community-based magazine here in Phoenix. And then after that, I opened up a brick and mortar store, a clothing store. I put down $10,000 to open up that. I had triple nets, insurance, rent, utilities, the works, plus the inventory and the fixtures, and had to get the dressing rooms built and things like that. So I had that for 2 years. Then I sold that. And then I started a clothing brand. This happens to be one of the dresses that I made on my clothing brand. And then COVID hit, which stopped my supply chain. So then they couldn't get material in to manufacture here for the brand. So then I had to pivot. And so then me and my daughters started Royal Highness AZ, which is a cosmetic company, and we started doing glosses. I started doing those glosses with my daughters, and then they didn't want to do it anymore, so I sold that company. And then I opened up my Etsy shop because I've always designed. I've been designing since 1996. So it's something that I do when I'm stressed, or like when something's bothering me. When I'm stressed out, everybody has their thing that they do when they're stressed. And when I'm stressed about something, I go and design. That's my stress relief. And with those designs, I put them up on Etsy so other people can download the templates or download the designs and use them in any projects that they want at a low cost. So I do that. Now, recently, I started again to resell on eBay. Now, when I first started on eBay, it was years and years and years ago. And I started with a store called Gnarly. I want to say it was back in 2008. That didn't last long. Because I was still building sites back then too. And the sites were paying me more because I was getting paid like $2,500 or whatever the case may be for a site, opposed to trying to sell clothes on eBay. All right. The profit margins isn't as high as it is with digital products. Or, you still trade in time for money in a way, but it was more money in a more lump sum, even though it was more time. Then after that, I got my house built, my first house I got built, and then I'm in my second house now. So that kind of sums everything up from 1996 to now. In the meantime, in between time, I did network marketing companies. And the reason why I have KDP stuff on here is because I've actually written a book, and I'm writing 4 more next year, which are basically nonfiction. The first book was a fiction. But anyway, I say this to tell you, and I spoke to a woman at the conference that I spoke at about this as well. Stop waiting. I just jumped on WhatsApp, and believe me, I had the butterflies in my stomach because I was in my head was like, oh, I ain't never sold live stream before. And it was scary. It was a little intimidating, but I knew that was my mind playing tricks on me, and I jumped in and did it anyway. And just to give you an update, my first time on WhatsApp, my first time on Whatnot, my first time on Whatnot, I made 5 sales. And also on the eBay store, I already made my first sale. Okay, I made my first sale, I think, on the 30th. So I was, 12 days in when I made the sale, my first sale. I sold a Hot Wheels set. But I noticed that I get bored fast. Okay, when I'm a person that gets bored fast because I like to do lots of different things, and I like to test things. That's what got me into marketing, because I like to test stuff. And so that's what I bring to you guys here on this channel. So I don't want you to get confused. I want you to stick around. And I try different things so you can see different things. because people don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they can do or how to do certain things. They're like, oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. Oh, that sounds like something I would like to do. So just because you see me popping in and out with different things that I'm doing them so that you can get some ideas. Okay, so if you see me on eBay and reselling, you might be like, hey, yeah, I like thrifting. That might be something I might want to try. Try it. Now, is it something that you're going to continue to do? Maybe not, maybe so. You don't know until you do it. And that's what I mean by trying to be perfect holds you back. You're waiting for the right thing, for the perfect thing, but you will never know if it's the right thing or the perfect thing until you do it. And even if it's not the quote unquote right thing, you learned a lot of stuff while doing it. And I wanted to bring this video and put this video out here tonight. Right now, it is 2 a.m. Okay. And I do got to get up and go to work. But I wanted to make this video and post it today for that one fact. If you're sitting back and you're trying to wait for the right thing and you don't know what to do, like, oh, I could do this, I could do this, I can do this. Guess what? You can do it all. But just do it one at a time. That's it. Focus on that one thing until you can't focus on it no more, or if it doesn't keep your interest. Because something that you really enjoy doing, you're going to be able to talk about it and do it all the time. But you won't know if you like it if you've never done it. And that's kind of like eating. I tell my kids all the time, you can't say you don't like it if you ain't never tasted it. You got to taste it. Get out there. Stop trying to find the perfect thing to do. If it's in your mind, you can do it, or you wouldn't have thought about it in the first place. So if you thought about it, do it, especially if you can. Now, if you know that you want to open up a store and it's going to need 10 grand to open it, you need to come up with 10 grand. But what can you do in the meantime? What else do you want to do? What other things would you like to try? Try other things that's going to help you make the money to do the big thing. And because this was progress, you know, and this happened over time. But what I'm saying is I found success in everything I've done because I focused on it, and I focused on it with an emotion behind it. Sometimes the emotion was frustration. It's a little fly in here. Sometimes the emotion was frustration, anger, or pure joy, right? Just like my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is like my joy. Now, me writing the book, that was motivation because my kids, I used to tell them this story, and then they was like, Mom, put it in the book, put it in the book. I didn't want to write a book, but I put it in the book because they said put it in the book. So that was more as a motivation factor because they motivated me to do it, and I did it for them, right? So you got your reasons why you want to do something. And when you put that emotion for the reason behind why you want to do something, focus that energy on something and just do it. Stop trying to wait for the perfect thing because it's not going to ever be perfect. There is no perfect. There's only what you love to do or what you're passionate or what you have an affinity to do. And I just wanted to let you guys know that. So I hope this video, I know it's not one of my typical usual ones, but I really wanted to put it out there just in case if you feel like, you know, like you're failing in some way, or if you're not where you want to be, or if you're sitting back, like looking at different stuff, because you're looking at all these different things and you're like, oh my God, which one should I choose? Choose the one that catch your interest and do it. Do it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And then you will find out if it's something you want to do for a year, for 2 years. But you won't never know until you actually do it. And you won't get perfection at nothing if you don't do nothing. And it's something that I want to tell you before I get off of here on this video. Practice makes progress, not perfection. Because ain't nobody perfect. Nobody. It only can make progress. And no matter if you think you're a failure in your venture or not, try not to look at it like a failure. Look at it like, guess what? That didn't go the way I wanted it to, but hey, I learned how to build a website in the process. Hey, I learned how to write copy. Hey, I learned how to do some marketing. Hey, you learned something new that you can take with you on the next thing. So, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video if you're still here. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to, I'm going to put a plug here. Also, if you want to speak with me, I don't have anything to sell you. I'm not going to do no consultation, get on my calendar type thing. My website is dwillis.com. That's DEEWILLIS.com. I'm going to put a link in the description below. If you want to communicate with me, if you have questions about anything, get on my email because they come directly to me and you can always reply and I can talk with you through email. Okay, so it doesn't have to necessarily be a consultation call. But if you have questions, because it's one thing I am very, very good at, and that is making a plan and helping people start businesses. I have helped people start a ton of businesses. Now, where you go with your business, that's all up to you, where you want to go and the work that you put in. But when it comes down to starting a business, I have done many. And I've helped people in various niches and industries over the years. So if you have questions, put them in the comments below if you want to share with, if you don't mind other people seeing them. If not, get on my email list. Get into her diary, because that's what I call it. I call my newsletter her diary. Get into her diary, okay? And really get the real behind what's going on in these internet streets. And stop worrying about what these gurus is out here telling you to do. Because I'm telling you, you ain't going to know it until you do it. You got to do it. This is something you just got to do. Nobody cannot tell you anything, because what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. You got to find you. You got to find out what works for you, and stop looking for perfection, because the longer you look for it, the years is going to go by. Time is going by. Time ain't waiting for you to figure it out. So, hey, why waste time? Go ahead, jump in. Jump in. It's either sink or swim. Jump into the game. Either you like it or you don't. If you don't like it, get out and go on to the next. Now, that's the difference from shiny object syndrome. We just talking about the things that you want to do. We not talking about shiny object syndrome. A person can get into more than one business because they're trying to find. You're looking, you're researching, and you're trying your hand at things to see if this is something you can do long term. And if it is, then you stick with that one thing, and then you can blow that one thing up. But you won't know until you do it. So stop trying to look for perfection, because it is holding you back. All right. Love you. Have a good night. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to try to do more and make them more often. Bye.